Hello, good, well, it's morning here as I'm doing this. Yeah, waking up to each moment of your life. You could say this is the culmination of practice. It's the not only waking up to each moment of your life, but waking up to who is living your life. And so all the work we've done on the past lectures, the last sessions, labeling thoughts, coming back to the body, working with resistance, learning what it means to live in the present. All that work, compassion, meditation, it's really all about learning or waking up to each moment of your life and who is living this life. See, the human being is in search of something. You are searching for something. The ego, or the sense of self, or the sense of me, is an activity. And it's an activity of seeking. That's what it does. It's this sense of a self, of ego, is always to varying degrees unsatisfied or dissatisfied. It's unsatisfactory. And it feels it has to seek what will make it complete and whole and satisfied. So it seeks an object. So it's always on the go. It's always on the lookout for something. The next experience, the next partner, the next job, the next whatever, the next spiritual experience, the next meditation. There must be the next teacher, must be a different teacher. They've got the magic wand. But what it's looking for is what it is. What's doing the looking is what you're looking for. What's doing the seeking is what you're seeking for. Because the ego, the self, is somewhat of an illusion. We're already whole and complete as we are. But when we live from this separate self, this me, this ego, we don't feel complete. So waking up to each moment of our life means finding the joy, the meaning. I don't like the term meaning, but I can't think of a better one at the moment. In the very ordinary things of life, that's where it is. It's not on the next holiday or the next big thing. What we do is we wake up to each moment of our life, washing the dishes, drying yourself after a shower, having a shave, putting your makeup on, taking your makeup off, not having a shave, not wanting to shave, but then having to shave because, again, it tells me so. It's the come on, have a shave then. It's these things. It is found in the very things that we are doing. The satisfaction and wholeness that we are seeking isn't somewhere else. And really, we know this. Why don't we get it? Why don't we realize that putting your hand there is it? Or being criticized is it? I'm not asking you to like it, but that's it. That's your life, which is whole and complete every moment. But see, it's not what we want. It's not what the ego wants or the self wants. The me doesn't want this. The me has a picture, see? That's not my picture. So what happens is we're forever trying to engineer life to meet our picture of it. So our practice is to notice our picture. The problem's not with the picture. The problem is with, let's say this is a picture. This is my picture for the day. It's with that. It's the way we cling on to it. And when we don't get what we want, we suffer. When life doesn't fit our picture, we suffer. So our practice is noticing what takes us away from the very activities that we are engaged in, moment after moment. You wake up, that's why we engage the senses. We sit down, we engage the senses, just hearing. Just feeling. Just tasting tea, the taste of a cheese sandwich. See, it's not complicated. There's really not much there's not much for me to say because it really is that simple. What takes us away from here? And what takes us away is nearly always the thoughts. Well, it's always the thoughts, not nearly always. It's our thoughts which take us away from whatever we're doing. Hammering a nail, reading a book, walking up the stairs. What takes away are our stories, our fantasies, our regrets, our hopes. We have to give up hoping that this doesn't mean this is not pessimism. I'm talking about still be optimistic. I mean, you might as well be optimistic. The alternative is not very nice. See, hope, it keeps us in the future that something is going to come and make it all okay. Something is going to do it. Some magic wand, some wish is going to materialize, it's going to blossom, and this is it. This is it. It's not going to happen. This is already it. There's nothing else. This is it, guys. Your bum on the seat. This is it. This is your life. None of it is really exciting in itself. It's not exciting, but it's where wholeness is. It's where fulfillment is. About 20 years ago, I had an experience and a realization that probably a bit longer than 20, probably 25, maybe nearly 30. I don't know. When I first started meditating, it was early 90s. And I was back home in the north of England, and my parents had a small business, and some of the family worked in there, and used to go over and chat, and like you do. And I realised I had this assumption that at some point in this life, it would all be made sense of. It was culminating some experience that made sense of all my relationships, of the family. This is why we're together. and somehow we would blend into something would, I realise it's not going to happen. This is it. Maybe little disagreements with family members. Maybe a kiss on the cheek. Maybe meeting them after a while. You haven't seen them. That's all. There's nothing is going to. There's nothing but this. There's no culmination. And that's good news. It may not sound, but that is actually good news. Because joy or fulfillment is here every moment. We don't have to wait for this epiphany, this event, this experience, sometime in the future, which we're helpless. Well, when's it going to happen for me? What we do is we notice what almost constantly takes us away from this. And that's been a lot of our work over previous lectures. So there. Just looking outside at the, we have 2 border collie dogs in there. They're just sitting waiting for, we call each other mummy and daddy, waiting for their daddy. And they don't do what we do. Certainly not to the extent. They're not always thinking about what next, or they might, when they get hungry, they let you know. And then when they're thirsty, they just go get a drink. When they need exercise. They need exercise. They need good food. They need some affection, and we give them all that. And need a bit of play. They don't need anything else. And so we can be a little more. We're not dogs, and we're more complex, and we have things that we can enjoy which dogs and animals can't, and that's fine. But we're stripping ourselves back to that basic nature, basic, fundamental, joyful nature. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.